you know any tricks to play the Benoni?
To play the Benoni. So, as black, playing the Benoni. Honestly, not really. I mean, there's not really much of a trick to playing the Benoni apart from just knowing the first few moves. And there's a lot of like different moves. Like d4. There's an old Benoni, which is c5. But I think the more typical Benoni move order is, what is it, like e6, knight c3, c5, like this. I'm in chess base right now. Yeah, this is the modern Benoni. Early divergences. Maybe it's better to show on Lichess. Like sometimes if you're curious about an opening, or just exploring like what openings to play, you can go to lichess.org/opening, and then it brings you to this page. And let's say you want to learn the Benoni, you can search for Benoni, and there's actually a lot of different Benoni variations. What is this? The hawk variation. This looks bad, but maybe it's tricky. So it starts normally, and then this looks like a mouse slip. As one example of like probably overextending the pawn. Although as white, I'm not sure exactly what I would do. Like e4 takes and then takes, and nice development. Maybe e3. Yeah, e3, b5, a4 looks attractive. Can you filter your opponents by country? I could try after this. Okay, Stockfish does not like the hawk. Oh yeah, what's the falcon variation? Falcon. Ah, so there's the Weidenhagen Gambit, the Maltese Falcon, or the Gibbons Weidenhagen Gambit. So this is something like g4 on move 2. Also known as, I think this is called the Rubinstein Gambit too, but yeah, e4 is more common, but if you want to play the Falcon, it's f3, and then e4, the Maltese Falcon. If you're just joining, there's a big tournament starting. It's Title Tuesday. A lot of strong players here. Hikaru, top seed, Narditsky, Nepo. Haven't seen Nepo play in Title Tuesday in a while. I wonder if Levon will come back to try and win another Title Tuesday today. So I'm 35th seed. There are 131 players. So there's a question if I can filter my opponents by country. So I was showing my like this is kind of publicly accessible. Like this is the 1563 games you can find from me in the online database. There's a game I wanted to show. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is a game I lost last week in the last round of Title Tuesday to Sergie Zhigalko. I was black. He's been playing a lot of c3 Sicilian, also known as Alapin. I like to do this off stream where I just like go through my games and see the various improvements. Usually I look for opening improvements or just kind of critical moments. Engine likes queen h5. A lot of playable queen moves here. Queen d6 is fine. I played a6 in the game. I remember this moment because I wanted to play b5, but I was scared of knight e4, takes, bishop b7, queen c2, hitting this and this. But apparently it's okay because rook a c8. Huh. Yeah, this is a software called ChessBase. It's a paid software, but it's been around for a few decades. It's usually what I use for like more serious tournament preparation. So a6 objectively was not the best move. It's not even within the top like 3 best moves. But if I play Zhigalko again and get this position, this might be interesting because it looks like black loses a pawn. Queen c2 is so natural. But after rook c8, bishop h7, king h8, then there's double threats of knight takes d4 and also g6. So queen d3, I guess we could go into some complicated line. It does look risky for black. Queen d5. Knight g5, queen f5. Wow. Like black's barely holding on. Anyway. Yeah, sometimes when I go through my games, I just like to take away like quick lessons, quick improvements, kind of like this. And then over time, it can help me build my arsenal of opening ideas. What's the program you use to look at what openings you've played on chess.com? Oh, there's a few ways to do that. Probably thinking of Opening Tree, which is this website, where you can plug in a chess.com username and then choose a color, and then it will load in the games and displays all the stats kind of nicely. It's so powerful. It's also completely free. But if you're a chess.com premium member, there is a feature called Explorer. Yeah, so chess.com has a built-in feature, which is actually a bit faster. And then you can search, like if you're preparing for someone, like if I'm preparing for Hikaru, then it will instantly load in all his openings. And I can start preparing for him. Knight c3, knight c6, likes to play the Grand Prix. So anyway, I hope that answers the question. Do you think you can draw Hikaru the majority of the time? What's my score against Hikaru? Look at this. I drew Hikaru 2 years ago. I also beat Hikaru on Lichess once. But most of the games... Hey, I beat him. What was this game? I beat him in Arena Kings. In 2019. Ah, it was this game. I posted this video on YouTube. I think I titled it Beating Hikaru's Botez Gambit. Because he walked into this draw line. And then he just sacked his queen. And then he almost beat me. Like I ended up winning the game with 2 seconds left. Was this a queen sack line? This was a queen blunder line. There's been a good number of like grandmaster level games where the game just ends in a draw like immediately. Kamsky has played this position a lot as white. Man, some big names here. Fabiano's a 7th seed. That's crazy. Yeah, I guess last week the Sinkfield Cup was still going, so like there were a lot of players who were just not playing. Like Levon, Fabi, Faruja. Although Faruja maybe played Title Tuesday last week. Dogification.
Do you prefer playing sharp positions?
I think when I play online, I gravitate towards more sharp positions. But when I play like over the board, slower classical chess, I actually like the more steady positional games. It can depend on the opponent too. I think over time, at least over recent years, my style has been to adapt to who I'm playing. And then I try and steer the game into like wherever my opponent might be weaker. And usually it stems from specific openings. How do you perform against somebody like Hikaru in standard time control tournaments? I don't actually have much data on that. I've never played someone like Hikaru in a standard over-the-board tournament. I would like to think it would be a hard-fought game. I mean, my first time playing the same tournament as Hikaru and or Magnus was just a few months ago. Just 2 months ago in Qatar. So yeah, it requires a bit more playing high-level tournaments to maybe answer that question more effectively. But the highest rated opponent I played in over-the-board chess, is he playing? Not seeing him. It was Laquang Liam. Played him a couple times. The first time I played him, I think he was ranked like 30 in the world at the time. I reached a drawn like rook and pawn ending, and he still beat me. And then the second time I played Laquang Liam, he just completely outplayed me. I was white, I played the English, I tried to play solidly, but just got a bad position from the middle game. And he was rated over 2,700 FIDE the 2 times we played. But this was back in maybe like 2014. It was a while ago. Yeah, this is super stacked. Magnus now joined. Wow. Has it ever been this stacked? Fabiano's 9th seed. Kamsky barely in the top 30. Fabi's number 11 now. We have Bortnik, Sarin, Argaisi, Draken, Nepo, Aronian, Veruja. It's crazy how Danya is like number 3 out of all of these super GMs. Here we go, first round. Playing Sergio Morales. Never played before. Turn down this a little bit. Play the Barman variation, knight bd7. We might have a Cambridge Springs. Yeah, Cambridge Springs time. Nice opening for Blitz and Rapid and Bullet. So Queen c2 and Rook c1 are the 2 pretty standard moves here. Now e5. I played this recently in my match against Ben Feingold. Had some really nice opening prep, but actually ended up losing that game. So there's a line takes in the knight e4. I'll have to try and remember. I think cd5 is a line. Some line like cd5, take, rook c1. Okay, so I'm temporarily down a pawn, but in many cases I can win back the e5 pawn. Okay. Could start with like bishop f5. Could also take and take. This makes sense. I mean, probably have equalized here, but it's going to be a challenge to actually play for a win. I do control space. Bishop e6 coming. Oh, maybe I could have played queen g5 first. Queen g5. Yeah, because I'm setting up this, but also preparing this to try and take over the d file. Well, maybe rook d8's nothing special, though. Yeah, queen c3. Still go for it. I mean, there's also f5. Even h5. Calculating queen c3, bishop g4. Because the idea is to control d1 and prevent the rook from coming here. Maybe at some point getting rook d3. There's a line takes in rook d3, but then queen b4 loses the b pawn. I'm doing well on time. Looking at takes, and then queen e5. Then maybe rook d7. Okay, that's a good sign. Wow. Rook g1 coming. Bishop e6. Felt more natural to play bishop e6, but I like this constant pressure. There's also bishop g6 ideas. Some rook e8 idea now. Wow. Okay, so I have bishop g6. It looks scary, but I think it's okay. If here I do have this. Take on e4 with a rook. Taking on e4 with a rook. No, then rook g6. Let's play this. Threatening rook e4 now, maybe. Wait, that's free bishop. Almost missed that. Getting a little bit low on time there, but got the job done. Okay. I think pretty clean game overall. And it could have been a closer finish. But I was up on time most of the game. Opponent took a lot of time in the opening. Thank you, Blunderboy. So one thing I kind of like about this, like a lot of these Cambridge Springs lines, is like when I play e5, naturally white has to take a lot of time if they haven't seen this line before. e5 is one of, or it's like the first very rare move. I think it's like maybe 6th or 7th most popular. And there's a lot of options for white to consider. But in a lot of lines, like black can equalize. I was trying to remember the main line. I think it's takes, 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 and then this. I'll have to review it. Thank you, Sedsmet. Happy 14 months and Blunderboy. Thoughts on tea with a lemon? Tea with lemon is good, usually. Might depend on the type of tea, but like any sort of herbal tea with lemon. After queen g5 was queen d4 a move? Yeah, actually, queen d4 is probably a nice option, because now I don't have this or this, because queen takes e4. And I'd probably play this. But then a7's an issue. And f5 could be interesting. f5, bishop e6. Okay, a lot of playable moves. Roughly equal. Maybe queen g5 wasn't the best move here. Yeah, engine likes bishop e6. Or f5 immediately. Okay, so tied with a nice group of players. I imagine I'll play down next round, but I'm not sure. Over 400 players today. It's a good turnout. Any game still going? One game. Okay, next game starting very soon. playing Onthequiet. Never played before. Yeah, knight a6. C3 or C4? Maybe just A3. Prevent knight B4. Okay, solid looking setup. Queen D2. Probably want to play knight G3 next. Maybe rook AE1. Always want to keep in mind this move or this move. Or this move. Should note that Queen E7 runs into C5. A little bit awkward for Black to improve, but one's taking a lot of time here. Some idea to play F4. Might be some Queen C2 ideas if this ever, if the rook ever leaves a pawn undefended. To double attack. B5, okay. Knight E4, probably not working. Queen C2 first. So G6 and then knight E4 target some things. I'm still not sure though. Take. Knight D5. That still looks nice. Calculating knight D5, bishop, either bishop D2 or bishop H6. Hmm. Wasn't sure about this, but Takes away squares from the bishop. H3 maybe come in. And queen takes. Good try. Okay, took work. Okay. And I felt like I was in good control most of that game. Maybe the technique towards the end wasn't the best, but still managed to find good pieces for the squares in middle game. Got the bishop pair. So, still tied with a nice group of people. I'm probably playing up next game. Yeah, I could play a big fish next game. Or a big Hikaru. Thank you, Zindarvi. Thanks to everyone who subbed during the game who I did not acknowledge. Tramp Chess. Masters of Puppets. Masters of Puppets. Got Savandrius Max Tori. So I'll probably be black next game. Those pawns going this way. GMBenjaminBok gifting 10. Really appreciate that. Welcome back. Wait, is there Magnus? Control F Magnus. No, he's 2 out of 2. Yeah, the tie breaks are weird. I don't know if these are ordered based on tie breaks or maybe ordered randomly. Yeah, I'm definitely playing up next round. Like, most of the people who have 2 points are higher rated than me. Draw by repetition. Yeah, it's not ordered based on rating because third seed. Oh, I'm playing Bok. We played OTB recently. That's funny. I'm going to repeat the same opening I played against him. I played the Grand Prix attack against him about 5 days ago. Played a local St. Louis tournament. Let's see if he's studied this opening. Yeah, he's prepared. He probably checked this at some point. That's probably a good move. Have bishop a4. Okay. I didn't want to concede the bishop pair too easily. So he beat me over the board when we played, but I had a winning position at the very end and then I flagged, so I'm trying to seek revenge. Five idea. F5 looks playable. Problem is e5, take. I think I just go for it. Yeah, he told me after we played our OTV game that he was scared to put his bishop here because of f5 ideas. Okay, now if I take, play there. It's still tricky. And the structure should be better for white. Black has 3-pawn islands. I also have 3-pawn islands, but control a little bit more space. H6, I probably have to play bishop c1. Okay, so we trade. Honestly forgot I was hanging. I have to take.
How do you store so much chess information?
I need a large hard drive. Okay, so I should be winning back the d-pawn. I did kind of concede the bishop pair here. He's debating between this and this, I assume. Rook e1. It's dangerous. Like takes and rook b8, I'm trying to figure out what to do. Might have to play bishop c1 there. Because rook e2, there's rook b8 immediately. If I take, Hmm. Not super comfortable. Knight c6 is some idea. I'm in trouble. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see a defense. Like, what am I supposed to do in this position? Black has a simple plan. That was a very strong sequence from Black. I should probably include h3. Like, rook d7 didn't actually really help. But then what? Maybe h3 and then like king h2, rook g1, but yeah, super difficult position. Rook a6. Preventing this idea. Yeah, bishop e3 I think was a mistake. I mean, definitely a hard-fought game. It's one of these situations, the engine says like it's close to equal, but it's so difficult for white to play. Yeah, shout out to Bok, who is also streaming. A very strong player. Thank you, free to try, gifting 5. Appreciate that. A question about rook c7. Yeah, I'm a little bit too slow to play rook c7 here, because after it takes, this is already a threat. c4 just yeah, loses g2. I appreciate the December tip. What about b3 after rook b8? Yeah, I considered this too. The problem is I think I lose a pawn after like takes, and then it's opposite color bishops, but and black has an outside passer, and this bishop is so strong. G2 is a constant liability. And it was very clear he was like prepared for this line. When I played him 5 days ago, he what did he do? I think he took and then played b6 or something. I got a very pleasant position. Thank you, Estoni play. Happy 20. Okay, one game going. It's the end of round 3. Okay, white should be winning this. If the knight was here, it would have been stalemate. That's funny. So now I'm a point behind the leaders, unfortunately. Okay, new game starting soon. Starting now. Here we go. I have an Alapin. Yeah, usually the bishop's here. Knight b4. This is a very typical maneuver to get to d5. Thinking the queen can be tucked away to b8. And rook d8. Looks like a solid setup. A lot of tension though, like tension here along the file. A6 is natural. Taking is an option. And a6 b5 I think looks fine. Okay, if I take, lots to calculate here. Just calculating this. Okay, never mind. Okay, now I can take. And generally, you should trade minor pieces when you're playing against IQP. So that's what I'm trying to do. If knight here, I have to take. Here and then here. That's a move. Just allow knight c6? No. Queen b7. f7 was attacked. I would have liked to take on g2, but have to be patient. And there's still this pressure. It takes, I take with king. Take on d4. Looks so risky. I'm threatening this, but also bishop e6. The queen does defend f7. Maybe f5, a solid looking move. I know f5's not solid. Oh no. Ay. Completely missed knight f2. It takes, I take on g2. 2 pawns for the piece. Oh, it was not good. Queen g6, come on. Okay. Was surviving. I just hung the queen. It's funny, I was calculating this and then thinking about doing this to try and win the queen. Was it? I guess I was supposed to. I guess I should probably take. Although maybe not, because white has the outside passer. I should have moved the queen to a square that defends the pawn. Like queen c3. What to do? Okay, 50%. We have a break. Oh no, my 2700 rating. Yeah, I burned a lot of time. And then, yeah, queen g5. I saw this move coming like shortly before my opponent played it. And it's just so tricky. So when I played this move, I was actually calculating king takes, knight f6 here, here, and then like white's almost mating, but I have rook d8. Oh, maybe I lose a bishop back in some line. I was just oblivious to knight takes. Like backward knight moves, and then a backwards defense with a rook. So in this position, I should have found a better move. Like maybe this, defending the things. Like sometimes positions like this where you're under attack, you just have to identify the threat and stop the threat. The threat was just this. So queen b6. Yeah, everything under control. And then here too. So the d4 pawn was takeable. Yeah, just a very bad move. And then still had chances later, but what to do? Yeah, very big turnout today. 427 players. I'm definitely playing down next game. I'm not in the top 100. I'm in 135th right now. What happens for an odd number of players? If there's an odd number of players, then the whole tournament breaks and there's no title Tuesday. But actually, yeah, if there's an odd number, then the lowest ranked player gets a bye. Usually a full point bye. Like in over-the-board tournaments, sometimes you can request what's called a half-point bye. So you don't play around and then you get a half point for that round. Sometimes it's a 0-point bye. Or sometimes it's a full point bye when, yeah, you're the odd one out. It's just the nature of chess tournaments. Okay, it's going to take work to climb back. I'm rooting for Bok, though. Bok beat me, so now he better win the tournament. On good pace. Okay, next game. Here we go. I'm playing an e4 repertoire. I have an Alekhine. Generally, the plan is to... Did I mess up the move order? I messed up the move order. I was supposed to play b3 first. Oops. Yeah. That's 94. Yeah, I was playing a little bit too quickly there. It's already not a great position. Well, now we have another IQP position. Isolated queen's pawn. Play knight g3. I have knight g5. The problem is queen b6 is coming. I really don't know what to do here. Okay, so I lost a pawn. Maybe there's some compensation. Or maybe not. I do have the bishop pair. Queen g3 was actually some idea for black to get a knight e2. That was a bad move. Maybe it's okay. Knight b3, I play queen c2. I want to play bishop b1 and knight e4. Some dark square weaknesses for black. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that was a very bad opening on my part. But somehow fought back there. Yeah, so I'll say that, like, against the Alekhine, there's a setup I like to play with b3, bishop b2, and knight d2. And I started with knight d2 thinking I'll just do this next move. But then after knight c6, I can't actually get this in. And yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate. But I managed to stop blundering in the middle game, I think. I did allow knight b3, though, that maybe black could have played. To whom you lost the 2 games. I lost to BenjaminBok, and I lost to lower the player archive Petukov. So I'm currently 3 out of 5. I saw someone say that Bach drew Fallujah. Okay, playing Grandmaster Gupta. Here we go. So we won't have a Cambridge Springs. 92. Okay, so c5 is a thematic move. Yeah, I think I've equalized. But this will definitely be a fight. So rook d2, rook f2. Some b5 idea. I think the rook wants to come back to d8 and just double up on the d file. It's only open file. c5 might be played. So 94. I think this is a key move. It's still tricky. Take knight c3. So attacking the rook pawn and covering rook b1. Rook c1 gets forked. If rook here, I take, and then probably take. Counterattacking the knight. Tricky. Oh no. Just blundered a rook. Had a good position too. Oh, I'm so sad. Oops. Got too long time. But even still, should have had enough time there. That was such a nice sequence too. And knight got tricky. I saw the idea of knight g6. I took a lot of time here. Maybe this is most practical. Yeah, I probably have to give up one of the pawns because things are stuck. And maybe I should have started with rook c1. Make sure I'm not getting forked. Okay, 3 out of 6. Not my proudest finish there. Yeah, I haven't specifically studied this knight d2 move. Because usually these positions, the knight's on c3, so it's a little bit different. And white went for e4. But I think this is all fine for black. Engine already prefers black. And just check out the opening too. Yeah, it was really towards the end of the game. Things kind of fell apart. Wow, Magnus 6 out of 6. Okay, a few more games going this round. Can watch Nate. This could be a long game. Or not. Draw by repetition. White had winning chances. Who's playing for a win here? Who's going to hang their bishop first? Okay. Draw is a fair result. Tani and this person playing rook versus rook. Okay. Next game starting soon. Playing Noki. This name sounds familiar. Oh, I know who this is. We've played before. Okay, good luck to my opponent. I don't think I've ever played this specific line against Noki. Yeah, this is Bishop D2 line. It's a safe line. It's kind of what I need to stop the bleeding from the previous game. Pawn takes. Take with knight or there's a few options here. I'd rather take with knight. Just have a better structure. Attacking the c pawn. Here's some queen g3, knight b3. Black taking a lot of time here. Rook d5. Hmm. The ideal path would be knight c4, knight e3, knight f5, and then checkmate. Bishop a6, I guess I play b3. Also a3. b3. It's a little bit ugly. Queen c3 walks into this. c7 is hanging now. Hmm. Wow. I think rook a6. Oh, the move not reach the server. What to do? Moved a little bit too slowly there. I don't think I missed like any obvious win though. Or did I? Let's see. I was like almost fighting back. And rook e5. Yeah, king h3 was not going to save me. Okay, good game. Yeah, knight d5 was very strong. I could have taken on c6. Yeah, the safer option, and originally I was going to go for this, was bishop takes h7. But then I saw queen takes e7 and thought it looked like more interesting. But it was a bad type of interesting. Okay, what to do? Gonna try and power through. Magnus keeps his distance from me. That was round 7. Do I go full tilt mode? Maybe start playing gambits? Maybe I'll switch up the openings. Yeah, so there's usually a break after round 8. Which means there's probably a couple games still going. Okay, rook versus rook. Wait, what just happened? I'm just trying to watch that one game. Okay. Thank you, Moktopoli. Okay, Ponziani or Stafford. Those will be my top priorities when it comes to openings. Or if anyone else has suggestions too, maybe I can have some bucket lists. Okay. Here we go. I'll stick with my d4 repertoire. or my d4, d5 repertoire. Maybe play a Ray Robson variation. Yeah, so this is a very key move in these lines. I temporarily sack a pawn, but then I'll try and win it back. Or if queen goes back, then I'll play bishop e7. I know there's some idea. Rook b6, bishop a5. Now I'm trying to remember what the idea is. Let's try it. So I allow bishop a5. I think I just sack the exchange and then go for knight g4. I've studied this at some point. Now queen c8 I think is a move. Or queen c... Probably queen c8. So I get off the diagonal of the bishop, and I threaten bishop takes f2. Yeah, this is some sort of opening prep I haven't looked at in a while. Probably rook c6. I mean, knight g4... Calculating e3, bishop takes e3. Queen takes e6, bishop takes c1. I think is okay. And this is a massive threat, too. There's some knight. Interesting position. Yeah, part of this is intuition, but part of it is calculation too. So bishop takes c6, I take on f2. King f1, I fork. King g2, I take with check. Now I have rook f6, knight e4. Maybe rook h6. Can I take? I'm going for it. Might be unsound, but it's interesting. So now I'm threatening knight g4, knight f2, and then sack the rook and checkmate. And I mean, both bishops, the rook, the knight, the queen, are all helping attack the king side. White's pieces are a little bit not helping. Knight e4. Still super tricky. I should start with this. Maybe some f5 move coming. I'm really going all in though. Bishop d4 93 is also an idea. A fascinating position. That's a great move. I don't know what just happened there. What just happened? Oops. What's happening? This is like the most ridiculous game I've ever played. Wow. I don't know what just happened there. 87 moves. We both had some sandwiches with our pawns and bishops. I mean, final position is objectively a draw. I was going to try and play for a win, although not sure how I would play for a win. Try and win the pawn first. What a game. I was just losing. Did White have forced mate? White could have taken the rook. But then this gave me hope. And then this gave me even more hope to take the bishop. And then I blundered the pawn at some point. Oh, what a game. And with that, we go on break. So I'm 4 out of 7? 4 out of 8. 4 out of 8. 3 more games. Importing the game to Lichess. Can analyze. Yeah, look at this graph. Oh dear. I had mate in 2? Oh, I had rook takes. I'll admit, when I played this, I thought I had forced mate with king here, 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 and then checkmate. But I missed rook f1. But I could have sacrificed a rook. And this is mate. Oh. 61% accuracy. Let's see what chess.com gives it. 74% accuracy. Will it show the rating I played like? Played like a 2350. Oh, that's kind of close to my FIDE rating. Bishop a3 on move 17. Maybe something I should have considered. Engine likes bishop takes f2. Which I'm trying to understand. I don't know if I understand bishop takes f2. Yeah, that's hard to find. If the follow-up is rook c4, that's like... I mean, there's 94 doesn't work, but knight g4... So why is this so strong? Ah, the threat of queen c5 to win the bishop. And the king can't run. What if e3? A knight g4? Oh, still queen g5. The bishop's trapped. So not only are we threatening the double attack, but we're just threatening to trap the bishop. And we prevent queen a4. It is a position that seems like there's tactical potential, but to find that exact sequence is not so feasible, especially in a blitz game. Oh yeah, and bishop a3, it's a move, but okay, apparently this is losing to rook c5. Ah. But I can play rook cb1, preparing bishop b4. Knight's defended. I mean, I should have had this on my radar. So another approach is to play this, this, and then sack. Because I get some material back in the end. Yeah, this is a little bit hard to judge, though. I mean, what happened in the game was just chaos. So what was this moment? King b5. Oh, I had rook d5 check. Oops. And then later... Wait. So I was winning here. If I start with bishop e1... And how is this winning? Oh, maybe I can just win the pawn. This is nice. White's in Zugzwang. White has to either give up the a-pawn or the h-pawn. If the h-pawn is lost, my king can get free. If the a-pawn is lost, then my pawn can start pushing. Okay. Well, let's move on from that game. I think we're still on break. Yeah, the post-game analysis was a little bit painful, but it was also insightful. A lot of lessons to take away. Definitely not in the best form today. Like missing mate in 2, getting too low in time. I'll try and finish strong though. 3 more games left in the tournament. Magnus and Jeffrey tied for first. I think I'll still try and play like Stafford or Ponziani if I get the chance. I could also consider like switching back to London, but kind of in an e4 mood. Okay. Playing NovakRatko. Never played before. We have a Scandi. Yeah, this is a game where I'm not gambiting. I've just accepted the gambit, and I'll try and just hold on to extra pawn. I mean, trades should benefit white. Okay, that's a move. Taking doesn't work. And taking is kind of interesting, but let's be careful. Knight h4. Yeah, I should not have allowed this. Okay, giving back the pawn. Some knight f5 ideas. And if takes, rook d1 comes with tempo. There's knight f5 or knight g6 in the air as well. Hmm. And bishop c5 might win back the pawn. And pieces look a little bit vulnerable, but the idea is the queen is going to be overworked, and I can take and then take. Never mind. I almost trapped the rook. Not quite. Bishop c2. I've burned so much time so far. That was a bad move. It's still interesting, but allowed knight d3. Okay, opponent misses my threat. Okay, not the cleanest game, but should be able to win this now. Okay, defending everything. Okay. Okay, got the job done. Got one en passant. Chess.com makes it very clear here. I mean, yeah, I think black should have taken that pawn. I was going to play rook d7, b5. Maybe I win back the pawn. But at some point, g5 can come. Like, white's probably not better here. Yeah, it is a playable opening in Blitz. And black has a little bit more space. I allowed this e5 break, or this e4 break. Had to be a little bit more careful here. Engine likes knight h4, queen g4. Okay, so 5 out of 9. 2 more games. We can watch Magnus. Oh, Magnus against Jeffrey. Jeffrey winning, looks like, but low on time. This is a 3-result game. Jeffrey's very low on time. This combination is super tricky. Magnus getting lower too. Yeah, Magnus playing for a win. Jeffrey almost flagging. Uh-oh, d2. Magnus is about to win this. Wow. What a finish. So Magnus and clear first. Judah right behind. Am I top 100? Top 100 would be a good goal for this tournament. Yeah, I might be tied for top 100. Oh, this is actually kind of tricky to hold. Let's see if white knows what to do. Yeah, the rook should be here, I think. Now this. Wow. King here and it's winning. Okay, I think this is the last game of the round. Okay. Next game's starting very soon. Playing Stars or 4IK. Played a few times before. Okay, Stafford Gambit time. I insist. Okay, now we just have a 4 knights. I can still try and play aggressively. I mean, g5. Breaking any sort of symmetry. It's the benefit of having delayed castling. You can go for the early attack. I mean, g3 is also a move. Yeah, g3 looks really nice. Hitting the knight and the pawn, which is pinned. So I'm up a rook for bishop. I used to play knight f4 and rook g8. Wow. Yeah, white called my bluff. And now at least the c file's open. That's a good move. Hello, testing. How long was I muted for? Sorry about that. I hit the mute button on the microphone itself. Not too long. Okay. I said thank you, Z Nation. Not sure if you heard that. Happy 74. Yeah, I almost lost that. Was it losing? Like when I had to give away the rook. It's so weird that like white's up a bishop here, but after a5, the bishop is so slow to control a1. And the king is out of the square. Yeah, because the bishop has to go here and then here and then here and then here. It's just too slow. But white apparently can hold. Bishop f6 first. Yeah, there's no reason to play king f5. So bishop f6, a4, and then the bishop's just in time. Has to come back here. And apparently this is a draw. But is it? I would still try and play for a win here. King b2. I guess this is a draw. King will take and then come back. Okay, I was fortunate there. Final game. Oh, I'm playing, yeah, I'm playing Talia. I don't know if she was streaming, but good luck to Talia. Okay. Talia likes to play Knight-Orf, I think. I'll play a Grand Prix. Might be repeating the opening we had against, I had against Bok. Although she might, yeah, okay, we go for this. Yeah, the point of bishop b3 is so d5 doesn't come with tempo on the bishop. So d5, I can play e5. Knight a5 again. I'll play in the same fashion I played against Bok. I'm just trying to improve later. I'm pretty sure they're teammates. They might be sharing opening prep. Okay, so c3. Leaving the tension. I missed my chance to play the cow opening and provide some dishonor. Maybe next time. Okay, so now, yeah, let's avoid the bishop trade. Maybe at some point go for f5. I didn't want b4 to come. Although maybe bishop d3 wasn't necessary. So I play f5. a4. I think f5 is interesting enough. Though e5 could be an issue. e5. It's my idea to play knight c3 or knight e3. Challenge on the knight c4. Do you want to play knight e5 before black can get the break in? We might see knight c6. Knight c6, probably bishop e3. Just allow e5, we trade. I forgot the queen can take. Might still have queen f2 though. Oh, there's rook here. It looks scary, like bishop h6. Queen f3 might help bail me out. Maybe queen f2. Taking doesn't work. So I'm calculating rook f8, bishop d4. If takes, I play queen f7, win d7. Oh, that was a bad move. I forgot c2 was hanging. I think I have to take the rook. That's not good. Oh no, my queen. There's only one hope left. Oh no, my rook. Okay. Oh, I feel bad doing that to a friend, but we end with a swindle. End with a swindle. Okay. A very fitting end to Title Tuesday today. I think this is the third week in a row, too. I definitely had one last week. I also had one the week before. So it's turning into a weekly phenomenon. Ah, you were playing Guess the Move. Good job, Bishop Blessings. Maybe guessing King H1. Yeah, generally in these situations where you're completely lost, like this is the only strategy. Like, make sure none of the pawns have legal moves, and then get this set up. Oh, okay. Haha. I saw Talia in real life a few days ago. There was some gathering after the Sinkfield Cup, and she was absolutely like crushing Nepo in Bughouse. At least one of the games, like she was just demolishing him. So can be dangerous, dangerous player. Okay, so I finished with 6.5 out. Oh, let's watch Perugia. Perugia's still playing. Has a worse end. This pawn is pinned. Not super simple. Both players have less than 5 seconds. Oh! Yeah, it's hard to play on the 1 second increment, even if you're Perugia. So Serrana finishing towards the top, but Magnus Carlsen finishing with an almost perfect score. 10.5 out of 11. Wow. Oh, what about Queen D2 instead of Queen F2? Oh, that's interesting. Although the problem is bishop takes, and then I don't think it leads to much. Like maybe the idea is to do this, but then bishop e6. Thank you, Diverse Falcon Punch. Subbing with Prime for 17 months. Yeah, when I play Queen F2, I mean, the point is I abandon the bishop on e3, but then I have this and then takes, which is why she played Rook F8. And then I quickly played Bishop D4, thinking I was calculating things correctly, not realizing that my bishop is hanging after Rook takes F2. So Am I just losing here? Yeah, the problem is, like, I want to counterattack the queen. But there's not a great way to do that because rook takes f2. And queen g1 then takes, and then I'm going to still lose the bishop. Yeah, I'm probably losing after rook f8. So going back here, queen f3. So what's the difference? Hey, it's Hikaru. What's up, Hikaru? How's it going? Oh, let me show the Raiders my final game. So I've
Hope you're having a good day. Alekhine, Rosen T.
Yeah, welcome everyone. I just played Title Tuesday, like Hikaru. I didn't finish with quite as high of a score, but I finished with a funny finish. I was down a queen, and then I was down more than a queen. And then I got to this position, and I said, oh no, my rook. But my opponent didn't take it. And then my opponent did this. And then rather than taking the queen, I did this. And a5 was pre-moved. So that was the finish to my Title Tuesday.